the 15th of July, 2024, and it is 12:40 p.m. So basically, right now I've been sick all day. I barely got any sleep last night, and I've got this video or series of videos I'm trying to upload and to edit right now. And it has been over an hour since I uploaded this 5-minute video, and you see my connection is frozen, and now my phone's being fucked with. It won't focus its camera. It's frozen at 37%. So this is why my channel has a video here, a video there, because every single time I try to bring it all together into one, they literally freeze my connection to the point where it is not connecting. I couldn't load avatars. And then if I look in developer options, what's happening is the DNS just stops responding. So let me show you how obvious this hacking is that my thing here is just straight up red. And, you know, I'm not an expert at computer science, but I know red is bad. Red means no. And, you know, this is all fucking DNS related. And then my page is not loading too. So it doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to come to the conclusion that, hey, something's happening. It was just working a moment ago. Now, when it comes to me explaining the corruption in place, how Las Vegas is enabling and allowing it, how the intelligence community is covering this whole thing up, how they are literally manufacturing domestic terrorism with this exact technology, and then my DNS stops responding. You know, I've got a VPN on this. I could change my IP address 20 times. They'll still jam my connection. You know why? Because they are watching my house. Any IP address that I connect to as my gateway, then they'll swoop that connection as a man-in-the-middle attack. It's straightforward, it's easy, it's what the intelligence community and the military do. That's cyber warfare. So in addition to PSYOPs, I'm being hacked and attacked with cyber warfare. And in addition to both of those two things, then there's the physical attack, which is the DO assaults that I'm regularly bombarded with. The fact that my biology is constantly under attack on a cellular level, as is everyone's these days with the nano, the food that's being, the safety concerns for food and everything. Everybody's been hearing that type of thing. I don't have it prepared in a written format to make that the most eloquently articulated message, but there's numerous different ways that our health is being affected these days. And it sucks to hear about it because what can you do about it? I get that. But at the same time, this is something that we can do something about. This is surveillance and then corruption happening in real time to the point where I swear to God on my life, this was just working. The second I try to upload my video, when I plug my phone in, my computer wouldn't even recognize my phone. So I had to go through Google Drive to upload all my files, which then puts all my files on the internet, which then gives them the chance to surveil, to jam every single thing. So I've been working on this for 2.5 hours since I've been home. And, you know, we're still frozen at 37%. So this makes content worse. This is an attack on my wealth. This is an attack on what I do in my free time. This is an attack on my connection. It is simultaneously torture, a cruel and unusual punishment, serious corruption. It's simultaneously provable that there's too many coincidences to happen at once. The second I start doing something humanitarian, so my brain state's been messed with. The second I start working on this, which I've been harassed and tortured all night and all morning to the point where I got practically no sleep. The second I start documenting all of this, then they try to prevent that from happening, and it's still at 37%. And you see that I'm connected to networking, okay? I'm connected to networking. And I even disconnected my VPN just momentarily, and I'm going to reconnect it. And we're going to see that that had no effect whatsoever because it's the gateway that is being jammed, and it's a man-in-the-middle attack, taking the connection. It's present the intelligence community and or military, whoever is doing the jamming and swooping of the connection, is then allowing everybody else access into that point. And what I mean by everybody else is all the other entities that are affiliated with this program. So it's collusion of, it's multiple different entities working together to target people. Like no one person can shoot radio frequencies like this continuously at a person, can jam a person and get away with it. So this is corruption from our government, all the agencies and organizations that are a part of it, like the IC3, for example, specifically dedicated to hacking and jamming. You can't fucking tell me that that's supposed to be there, because there's an immediate correlation to me doing what I feel like doing today, which is my American right, because this isn't illegal. You know, there's a lot worse shit on the internet than what I'm doing with my EMF meter. You know what I mean? I bet you guys pay $20 a month to see people shove things in their butt that are a lot worse than what I'm doing with my EMF meter. And then you try to be hypercritical about what I say and all this and all that. Well, I can't even go through a normal editing protocol because of all this bullshit. Okay? Failed to load resource, blocked by client. Name not resolved. Name not resolved. Blocked by client. Blocked by client. And I can't even talk right now. And look at all this. Assign pending. Failed to fetch. Connection timed out. So I'm completely connected, but this web page just stopped responding. The DNS in this web page, their relationship stopped. So that's government level hacking. So now this is a war crime, okay? This is a war crime, literally a fucking war crime. And how do we prove it just happened? Other than just knowing so much about this whole situation. So one, I'm doing what I want to be doing, which is making a video talking about this type of corruption and harassment. I want to be doing this because I want to get reimbursed, and I want to tell my story about how much torture I've been hit with since 2015, to be honest, but all last night and all day today also. And then while making this into the easiest thing to view with the most information and the best video quality, audio quality, and the best, oh my God, I can't think of the way to say beginning, middle, and end, like in the best sequence where I'm showing this, explaining this, showing how this is relevant. I've got all this just chilling in my head. And every single time I try to get it all into one nice video and relay it to people, which then I will make money off of also, because that's how this whole thing works, then this type of shit happens, which is not a coincidence. Your DNS robotically responds to you unless somebody tells it to stop, okay? It's not saying, hey, you know what, Jacob, I just don't want to respond to your DNS request today. No, what it is it's government-grade hacking occurring. And it happens coincidentally right as I am documenting my torture for the entire day and for last night. So let's see how unwatchable this is. Showing that with Wi-Fi off, I'm still being hit in the head with a stream. This is only one part. This video is 1 minute and 30 seconds. That's only one tiny part of this video that I'm working on. And it's frozen at 37%. That's going to be satellite. And I'm not hearing jack shit right now. No message whatsoever, which is a great feeling. Done it 1,000+ times, and it still feels great every single time to block this shit. Fuck these motherfuckers. Excuse my language. I'm trying to make my demographics wide. So there's obviously some editing that I need to do, but at the same time, it's like, how do I get to that if we're still frozen at 37%? And like, I'm doing every single thing I can. I know more about computers than the average bear. I've taken computer science courses, and this is just ridiculous that the second I try to do what I want to do, which is not illegal, then the government comes in with their already illegal surveillance and says, no, you're not allowed to do that. And we're also going to harass you with dew pulses and V2K in the meantime also, even though they were already doing that last night and this morning. So then when I do something like this, it's just documenting the corruption. So I'll have to make this public after I stop recording, and YouTube automatically makes all my live videos private. And this editing of these 3 videos, that's why sometimes I just say, screw it. I'm just going to post the video the way it is. Get it out there now. Might make a difference right this second. Sometimes we don't have time to edit, especially when man-in-the-middle attacks are this discreet. Or you could call our internet service provider, which is a monopoly. It's Cox Cable in Las Vegas. And they're going to say, oh, I don't know. Do you want a new modem? I don't know what the fuck any of this is. Do you want a new modem? No, I don't want a new modem. I want you to stop the jamming and corruption. And the same thing can happen when you get a new modem. It doesn't make any fucking difference. It doesn't matter how you set shit up, because these people with these systems know where you are. They can see where you're connecting from because of something called surveillance. It's some of the first details about us that they would probably want, don't you think? So this is happening daily, every single minute of the day. Okay. I've got probably 20 minutes of footage that would change the world and the outcome of this entire thing. We found a $400 EMF meter that anyone can obtain that will show without a doubt we are all being struck with a horrible level of radio frequency. And it's in the range that causes biological response, not just tissue heating. Our FCC and all the people that make the safety guidelines purposefully have it structured to the point where we don't know that there's so much harm that can occur at a lower power level. This meter only reads up to 3,180,000. The federal limit is at something to the tune of 10 million. With a modest power level, you can achieve voice to skull. With a modest power level and the right modulation of like radar band do, with that modulation style, you're putting all the power in one narrow band. Then with this system running as the way it is, then they can use something that's still legal technically to harass, attack, torture us. And that's what they're doing. That's exactly what's happening. So it's enabled, it's allowed, and the corruption continues. And every single time somebody like myself tries to teach people about this, which is years of knowledge that you can understand in just 20 minutes, you can fast forward through a lot of bullshit just because I've got the right ethics. And then they try to prevent it from happening. We're still at 37%. I am still connected to Wi-Fi. Still connected. And we are frozen at 37%. Now let me show you what my VPN looks like, as long as I'm not showing too much information. And look at this. So orientation is locked, it says. So there's my up-down volume. So it's moving. So we are connected still. And this DNS is just not responding. So I couldn't do that unless I was trying to hack myself. To make one web page not respond, this is government-grade hacking, and I can guarantee it. I put my life on it. I put my hand on the Bible, and I would tell every single audience member, I would tell a judge that this is government-grade hacking, and this is why. I know for a fact that it is. And coincidences don't exist, especially at this point. Still frozen at 37%. When I am working on something to get people to understand this You know, how many videos and documentaries there are about this is unhealthy, don't do this, oh my God, the food industry is doing this. Well, unfortunately, this is not going to make you happy. This is really bad content because it's a horrible thing that's happening. I'm being tortured, and when I'm trying to tell my story, I'm being hacked in such a discreet way. The IC3, which is a Las Vegas internet crimes division of the intelligence community, you know, they've got to recognize that I am being jammed and attacked and harassed with every single thing that I've reported, and still they can't do anything or don't do anything about it. When I reported this to the FCC, finally, the last time I talked to the FCC, the guy sounded like he believed me, but he's like, it's still like when you go to the DMV. Okay, well, please wait in this line. Sir, I'm being fucking tortured. I don't want to call any other hotlines or anything. Can you just ring the bell for me? I am being fucking discreetly tortured with PSYOPs. You know what I mean? So here we are, still frozen at 37. I just proved that I am still connected. And this is what happens and why my video quality is what it is.